Jonathan Okafor was a man of means, a self-made millionaire whose name was synonymous with success in the bustling city of Lagos. He owned a thriving chain of luxury hotels and had a sprawling mansion in the upscale Ikoyi neighborhood. At 38, Jonathan had everything he could ever dream of, except for one thing: a family. When he met Cassandra, it seemed like fate had finally smiled upon him. She was breathtakingly beautiful, with ebony skin that shimmered like polished onyx, eyes that held an alluring sparkle, and a charm that could disarm even the most stoic of men. For Jonathan, she was the epitome of perfection. Little did he know that her beauty masked a heart motivated by greed. The first few months of their marriage were blissful. Jonathan lavished Cassandra with everything she desired: designer clothes, sparkling jewelry, and exotic vacations. He loved spoiling her, believing it was a reflection of his affection. Cassandra, in turn, played the role of the devoted wife, showering him with just enough attention to keep him hooked. But beneath her radiant smile was a woman whose only interest in Jonathan was his wealth. While Jonathan dreamt of children filling their home with laughter, Cassandra had other plans, ones that didn't involve sleepless nights or dirty diapers. "Darling, I can't wait for us to have a baby," Jonathan would say, his eyes gleaming with hope. Cassandra would place a manicured hand on his cheek, her perfectly painted nails glinting in the light. "Me too, love. It's all I want," she'd reply, though her words were as hollow as her intentions. Every month, when Jonathan would eagerly ask if there was any news, Cassandra would feign disappointment. "Not yet," she'd sigh, expertly masking her relief. "Maybe next month, my love." Unbeknownst to Jonathan, Cassandra had been secretly taking birth control pills since the day they got married. To her, a child was a liability, a distraction from her life of luxury. She loved her independence and the freedom to spend her days shopping, getting her nails done, and attending high society events. Jonathan began to notice things over time. Cassandra's monthly shopping sprees were growing more extravagant, her beauty treatments more frequent, and her excuses for avoiding discussions about children more elaborate. One evening, Jonathan came home to find Cassandra admiring a diamond necklace she'd just purchased. "Isn't it stunning?" she asked, twirling in front of the mirror. "It is," Jonathan replied, his voice tinged with unease. "But don't you think we should be focusing on starting our family instead of buying more jewelry?" Cassandra's face fell, but she quickly recovered. "Jonathan, you know how much I want a baby. I'm trying, I really am. Can't a girl treat herself in the meantime?" Jonathan sighed, feeling guilty for doubting her. "Of course, my dear. I've been dreaming of holding our child in my arms." Cassandra leaned in to kiss him, expertly changing the subject. "Patience, my love. Good things come to those who wait." Jonathan tried to suppress his growing doubts, but they gnawed at him. His friends and family had warned him about Cassandra, cautioning him against marrying someone so preoccupied with appearances. But Jonathan had brushed off their concerns, believing love would conquer all. Now he wasn't so sure. Everything unraveled one fateful afternoon. Cassandra had been feeling unwell for days, experiencing severe abdominal pain and nausea. Reluctantly, she agreed to see a doctor. Jonathan accompanied her, his concern evident. After a thorough examination, the doctor asked to speak with Jonathan privately. Cassandra's protests were dismissed with a firm but polite request for privacy. "Mr. Okafor," the doctor began, his expression grave, "your wife's symptoms are a result of long-term use of birth control pills. The dosage she's been taking is quite high, and it's causing complications." Jonathan's heart stopped. "Birth control pills?" he echoed, his voice barely above a whisper. The doctor nodded. "I'm sorry if this comes as a surprise, but it's important she stops immediately to prevent further damage to her health." Jonathan left the office in a daze. Anger, betrayal, and heartbreak swirled within him as he tried to process the revelation. When he confronted Cassandra, she initially denied it, her usual charm on full display. "Jonathan, how can you believe such a thing?" she cried, tears streaming down her face. "I love you. I want a family with you." But when Jonathan produced the doctor's report, her facade crumbled. "Fine," she snapped, her voice dripping with venom. "Yes, I've been taking birth control pills. But can you blame me? I'm not ready to ruin my life with a child." Jonathan's hands trembled as he stared at the woman he thought he knew. "Ruin your life? "A child is a blessing, Cassandra. How could you deceive me like this?" The confrontation marked the end of their marriage. Jonathan filed for divorce, his heart heavy but resolute. The legal battle was messy, with Cassandra demanding a hefty settlement. In the end, she walked away with a fraction of what she'd hoped for, her reputation tarnished. Jonathan poured his energy into his work, using his pain as fuel to achieve even greater success. Yet the emptiness lingered, a constant reminder of the betrayal he had endured. Months later, Jonathan met Ada, a kind-hearted teacher with a passion for helping underprivileged children. Unlike Cassandra, Ada's beauty was matched by her inner warmth and genuine affection. Over time, their relationship blossomed, built on trust and mutual respect. Ada introduced Jonathan to her world, far removed from the glitz and glamour he was accustomed to. Together, they volunteered at orphanages and organized fundraisers. Jonathan found himself opening his heart once again. When he proposed to Ada, it was a modest affair. She accepted with tears in her eyes, and the two began their journey together as equals, partners, and friends. A year later, their first child was born. As Jonathan held his newborn son in his arms, tears streamed down his face. The pain of his past melted away, replaced by a profound sense of gratitude. "Welcome to the world, little one," he whispered. "Your father's journey to find you wasn't easy, but it was worth every step." Jonathan's story became a cautionary tale, a reminder that true happiness cannot be bought. He learned that love is about finding someone who sees you for who you truly are and chooses to walk beside you through all of life's trials and triumphs since forward, proving that even in a world obsessed with appearances, love and purpose could create something extraordinary. And so their story continued, not in their lives, but in the countless hearts they had touched.